That's Adam's idea that takes an old workbench from support act in the shed to main stage at your place.
Yeah, Michelangelo!
Tara gets inspired by an artist using local flowers and plants to create award-winning designs.
Gosh, I love this space.
Why isn't your garden in full bloom like it could be?
Don't stress. We can play that catch-up game.
The workbench makes life so easy. And as you can see, this one has had a lot of use and definitely seen better days. It's been out in the weather, so it's a bit warped, but I'll tell you what, all these marks remind me of builds that I've done. See all these circles here? That was for a Connect 4 board that I built for a daycare centre. Absolutely brilliant. But I think it's time that I set this one aside and replace it with a new one. But it's not time for the tip just yet. I'm going to turn this old workbench into a work of art. Now, if you don't have a workbench, but you want to create this look, well, that is easy to do too. You just need a piece of ply, and what I'm going to do is use my circular saw, set to about 3 to 5 mil, and make a sequence of cuts using the track that I made. And when it comes to the saw cuts, there's no rule with it. Just let your creative spirit run free. Bellissimo! And to create the circles like I have on my workbench, I'm just using a hole saw. I'm not going to go through, otherwise you'll have a big hole in your workpiece. Although, you might like to do that. And for some added interest, try some different size bits. And for some extra large holes, I'm just using the router. There we go. That wasn't hard. Look at that, a little bit rough and ready. But I'm going to sit this to the side and work on my old workbench. Right, to turn this old workbench into a masterpiece, the idea is to fill all these gaps with a dark filler. Then I'll sand this back and you'll get the blonde ply with these dark gaps everywhere that just pop. Now, to fill it up, you just want to make sure that you got the water in first, then you add the base coat. And mix it up just till it's maybe under a toothpaste consistency. Then you put a little bit of oxide in. With the oxide, you don't need much, probably around 3 tablespoons. Once you've mixed it, if you do want it a little bit darker, you can just add a little bit more. Don't go put it in half a bag because it will be darker than black. Like grout on the floor, just a lot more grout line. So you just want to scrape off the excess and then I'll leave it for about an hour to dry and we're ready to give it a sand. I'm using an 80 grit paper, which is nice and coarse. That will get all this filler off the top and bring the colour of the ply back. And for the final sand, I'm just going over it with the orbital sander with some 120 grit paper on it. To finish our artwork off, I'm just going to go over it with some Danish oil and I'll be using this little painting pad to apply it. And with the Danish oil going on, you can just see all these patterns popping out and it's great because really it tells a story about all the projects that I've done over the years. I love it. So not only is this artwork, it's personalised artwork. Well, this workbench was destined for the tip, but now it's a beautiful piece of art and it will be the talking point between all your friends. Where did you get that artwork from? Well, it came from your work shed.
But
Buddleias are beautiful plants. They're known as the butterfly bushes because they attract butterflies. They attract bees because they're just loaded with a honey nectar. They attract beneficial insects which bring in the birds. They are so active in your garden. It's a whole little biome happening. Everything is really concentrated around the flowers. But the old ones grow to at least 3 metres tall, 3 metres wide, and they seed everywhere. So they fell out of popularity. Sad, because the flower colours are fantastic. And then along comes a whole new series. They're called the Buzz series. And you'll find them in gardens for about the last 12 to 18 months. Now, these little fellows here, this is Buzz Sky Blue. Look at the flowers, aren't they beautiful? And lots of them. Really tight, compact little plants. The great benefit of the Buzz series, you've got all the benefits of the flowers, but they're only 1 metre high. Look at this little fellow called Buzz Midnight. Isn't it a beautiful colour? Really deep. And this fabulous magenta variety here on the end, it's called Buzz Velvet. The one I really love is called Wisteria Lane. Look at the flowers, it just drips down like a wisteria. A beautiful plant, especially if you have it a little bit elevated. Now, if you're a balcony or veranda gardener, have a look at the Buzz series that only grow 1 metre tall. Nice and compact, and you get all the colour, all the flower display for months and months, plus you'll get the butterflies coming to join you in your garden.
I'm up super early this morning to meet award-winning artist Tracey Deep. Now, she begins her day here at the Sydney Flower Markets as early as 4:30 a.m. But as you can see, it's a beautiful way to start the day.
Tracey comes here to source native flowers and plants to create the most incredible floral sculptures. Her creations are so unique that they're now prized as works of art.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi, Tara.
So
Look
nice
at
to
you.
see you. In your natural habitat.
I know, I'm a lucky girl.
You look like you've been busy already.
Look at all these beautiful textures.
Isn't that stunning? You know what it reminds me of? Fan coral in the ocean. You know that
see,
lovely
that's
structure?
What I love. A lot of things that I seem to be attracted to are things that you would see under the sea.
Yeah. So you would hang that upside down?
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. And you know, upside down, a floating garden, they dry beautifully. So these paper daisies are really beautiful.
Aren't they pretty?
And look, they've got that beautiful papery sound.
Do you know, I remember these. My mum used to grow paper daisies when I was a kid, so that takes me back. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Doesn't that just look like some magical wonderland? How beautiful is that? But look at the shape.
Yeah.
Welcome to my studio.
This is even better than the flower markets. Look at this place.
So this is, you know, it's my nature wonderland.
So what sort of clients? Am I talking like big banks or big office buildings?
Foyers in apartment buildings and restaurants, corporate sort of work.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you get into this?
So I was creating living art with nature, which has been like my education. To pursue the actual sculptural work. And I just love the whole feeling of what you can do with a space, with nature, and then the effect when people come into that space and kind of explore and discover.
Do you think they're often surprised by perhaps the materials themselves? I mean, even over there I can see you've used just ordinary bottle washing brushes and they look so incredible.
Yeah. But well, so you can see there's actually a lot of materials around that I keep sourcing for eventual to transition into some new piece of work. So some of these woven bamboo works, when they're unravelled, they become the twisted bamboo suspended work that you can see close to the wall.
Just amazingly dynamic, isn't it? Just hanging there. It's just
hanging
beautiful.
there. And then what I love about those is they throw really beautiful shadows.
Yeah. Gosh, I love this space.
Thank you.
I'd love to see more of your work.
Oh, well, why don't I take you to this little magical pop-up place?
Why not? Shall we go?
You can experience
Oh my gosh.
one of my installations.
I'm feeling very lucky today. Come on, let's go. What a
So
place.
Tara, welcome to my recent installation for Arana, this beautiful pop-up restaurant with the amazing chef Jock, who's totally inspired by Indigenous produce. We worked so well together using Indigenous flora, seed pods, banksias, paper daisies, eucalyptus.
Just softens it so beautiful. It feels
Yeah.
very welcoming.
That's the beauty of nature, I think.
I can hear lots going on in the kitchen. Can we go and have a
shall
look?
we walk around and have a look? So this is the floating bar installation, another floating garden. Extra special to me because you look through this and then you see all these amazing chefs
Yeah.
creating their magic.
I love an open kitchen anyway, but this just
Yeah.
frames it so beautifully. And, you know, just at eye level, you've been so clever in the way you've placed those.
And feel that connection to nature and enjoy their cocktails at the same time.
Look, two words that make me very happy, flowers and cocktails. Tracey, I have to ask, I love the flowers and the foliage, but this is also amazing.
Well, this was really exciting to create. So it's actually works from quite a few of my previous exhibitions, and they're all hand woven, creating textures and patterns.
So tell me about this.
Well, Tara, so this is my one of 5 floating Indigenous gardens that I've created. Because it's such a huge space, it kind of needed that sort of scale.
Yes. Where's Tracey Deep going from here?
You know, creating is, you know, that's my heart and soul. So exhibitions once a year at the St. Cloche Gallery in Paddington. So in between all these huge commissions, I'm working towards that exhibition. Yeah.
Words well said. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing your
It
story.
was lovely to meet you.
I feel like I'm outside under the stars. Thank you.
That's gorgeous.
Spring might have sprung a while back, but it doesn't mean you see instant colour in the garden overnight. It takes a little while to catch up. The warmer, longer days make a huge difference. But if your garden's not looking its absolute best, don't stress. We can play that catch-up game. Feed it and show you a few tips and tricks so that your garden will look like the best in the street in no time. Well, I was heading into the backyard to start my little tips and tricks, but I only got as far as the side path. This is Camellia sasanqua. It's the small leaf of the camellias, and it's a tree. And the best thing about it is if the fence goes, it doesn't matter. This has been trained to stand up here on its own. The only negative, well, because it's not getting a lot of sun here, it needs pruning. The good news is now is the perfect time to do it. So spring's in full bloom, the camellia's not, it's just had a haircut and it's the perfect time to feed it. Now if you use some sort of pellet or slow release fertiliser and put it on the ground, you're only going to get a tiny bit of the root system because the garden bed's so narrow. The foliage of the plant absorbs it just like the root system does. So by going all over it like this, the plant can draw it all in. What drips off is going into that 30 centimetres, improving the soil, pleasing the plant, and the results will be spectacular. Now I've got from the side path to the backyard. One of the biggest arguments that used to go on between my mum and my dad was don't do the edges too hard, don't do them too often, but make sure they don't grow into the garden bed. Well, if you put in a little system like this, you're guaranteed your line stays your line year after year. Simple to put in, and it stops all the arguing. Now, as luck would have it, it's rained for a couple of days and the soil is beautiful and moist, and I can just push it in by hand after digging a slight trench. If you've got harsher soil or it's dry where you are, you might need to use a hammer or a mallet to get it into place. The way I like to do it is to do it all, have it sitting in position, and then go back and put a tent peg in about every 800 mil to metre. And even though it's sitting there, it's not going to stand the bashing from the tyre of a wheelbarrow or a lawnmower. The tent peg will keep it in position long term. Now that I put the garden edge in, I can pretty much plant right up to the edge of it, meaning the whippersnipper is away from the plants. Now this garden bed is a rider colour. I hear Graham say that all the time. It doesn't happen by accident. You need to keep adding to it. Things like annuals are only going to look good for a season or two at best. So by putting these in here, I'm going to make sure this looks fantastic come spring / those Christmas holiday times. So it's the same fertiliser, Charlie Carp, on this flowering garden bed and these brand new seedlings down the front as I used on the camellias. Now, it doesn't even matter that I'm waving around here because you can use it on your lawn as well. It's kind of like an idiot-proof fertiliser. It goes on everything. Now, the story is Charlie Carp is actually European carp. They catch them and take them out of our rivers. They're an awful fish that muddies up all the rivers, including the Murray, making our water pretty ordinary, killing our native fish and making it harder to farm. So if we can get them out of the river and into a bottle and onto a garden, there's like that many wins there, it just makes sense. As an added bonus, I know for a fact, because I use it at home, it keeps possums off your herbs, your veggies and your citrus. Ah, the humble agapanthus. Great plant. Some people call it a weed. But for that neglected area in the garden, like out the front where you don't want to water, they do their job, and you can see how popular they are up and down the street. Now, I'm not just giving them a drink for good luck. I'm actually giving them a drink because I'm going to lift and divide and fill this gap in here. So the reason I'm watering now is so the root system can swell up and be nice and strong, the soil can be as soft as possible, and the plant goes through the least amount of shock while I transplant it. Now, the trick is not to take too many from the one spot so you don't have to go and fill that spot back. So just taking a couple here and there. Now, I've chopped this one off, but I have got enough roots here for the plant to survive. The important thing that I try to do is not damage the foliage. That means you don't have to go through here and cut it and make it look ridiculous for the next 2 or 3 months until it reshoots. If you take your time to do it properly, you'll be able to plant it and no one will even know that you've been replanting. Now, it also comes in a pellet form that lasts for 3 to 6 months in the ground. With the liquid, I put it on at home about every 6 to 8 weeks. Put this one on a couple of times a year, and you've got everything covered. Now I'm going to turn that into the soil, plant the new Aggies, and they won't know themselves. So the truth is, the Aggies were out of the ground for only a matter of moments. They were watered beforehand, they're heavily watered now. Provided you got some roots, there is no reason whatsoever why they should go backwards. And with the right food, a little bit of ambition from the homeowner, you or me, you could easily tackle these jobs this weekend and make a huge difference. Go on, you might even enjoy yourself.
Magnolias have certainly been fantastic this year. Not only the basic species, but all those hybrids coming out of New Zealand. Have a look for them at your local nursery. Deep purples and reds and pinks and combinations of those. There is one tip I just wanted to pass on. Don't prune them. Keep your secateurs in your pocket or in the drawer. The minute you prune them, they have this really strange witch's broom regrowth. Just enjoy it naturally as it is. When it comes to growing and enjoying beautiful flowers, you can't go past those from our very own backyard. Yes, I'm talking about Aussie natives. They really reflect the beauty, the colour and the ruggedness of Australia. Now, when we wanted to see some of these unique flowers and different varieties and colours, we've come to East Coast Wildflower Farm. G'day, Craig.
G'day, Graham.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
You good?
Yeah.
Hard at it. I guess this season, you know, it all happens very quickly.
Oh, it does. Spring comes up very quickly. You know, the wattle starts flowering, all the kangaroo paws flowering, the paper daisies are on. It's a great time of year.
Why native plants? What is it that attracts you so much about them?
It's so diverse, you know, you got from the mini flannel flower right up to the big, tall Gymea lily.
Yes.
Really spectacular, from the soft, delicate to the big, majestic plants.
And what's the most popular ones today?
We've been selling a lot of paper daisies, actually.
Oh, really?
A lot of the annual types. We call them silver bells.
Yeah.
You'll see some as we walk around.
I've seen, just as I was coming through this morning, you've got some fantastic houses here full of plants. Can we go and have a look at some of them?
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to show you around.
Beautiful. Okay, come on, let's go. Craig, I think you've got more kangaroo paws here than all of Western Australia. These are big florist item for you?
Oh, for us they are. We like to have them throughout the year, mid-winter to early spring and then into summer.
You've got them in pots, which is increasing that drainage.
Yeah, so these ones, if I grow them out in the field, they don't grow quite as well in the periods I want them to grow.
Right.
So I grow them under cover in their pots.
What about pruning? I've always sort of got to the end of winter and prune them back fairly hard, tidy them up.
What I tend to like to do, if possible, is just prune out the old wood, the old stems, and the leaves that are looking a bit shabby. Leave as much green, good growth on them as I can.
Right.
Because I think that helps them to regenerate.
They've gone global, our kangaroo paws. Who'd have thought?
You know, a great little gift plant, isn't it?
Yeah, great little gift plant. That's exactly right. These mullas, I've seen them in the top end covering square miles, but you've got them here in pots. What's happening here?
Yeah, we love to grow the mullas. There's a number of varieties that we're trialling, and they're just a beautiful flower.
A lot of people have trouble growing them in the garden. I guess that's because they're a short-lived annual. They come up, fly up. So how do you find them in pots?
They will survive in the pot quite well and grow through to flower.
You've got some incredible variation in your flannel flowers.
Yeah, that's right. They're a magnificent flower from the New South Wales coastal areas and inland as well, but we're selecting some that are growing better with bigger flowers, earlier flowering, and we're going to collect seed off them and maybe take some cuttings off them as well.
Any tips on growing these in a garden?
Oh, I think you just need very well-drained soil.
Right.
And they do like water and fertiliser, so don't hold back there, but as long as you've got that drainage, they're very susceptible to some of the root diseases, so you need that good drainage.
Yep. Just look at these everlastings. When you see these in the wild, you think, oh, they'd be easier to grow, but they're actually a bit tricky. But obviously, Craig has nailed it. They're annuals, so don't try and think they're going to grow from one year to the other. Grow them one year and just enjoy the blooms. And of course, they're a great cut flower, lovely long stems, beautiful colours, and there's quite a range from the whites and the pinks and the dark pinks and almost a burgundy sort of colour. Waratahs are an absolute classic. Now, if you want to grow them in your garden, get some of the new hybrids. Not one flower, but they can have 50 to 60 flowers on one bush. And don't be afraid to fertilise them. Give them some good bush tucker, native fertiliser. When they're in bloom in spring, cut them with nice long stems and bring them inside and use them for decoration. That's the best sort of pruning you can do. Another talent.
Graham, we've got to do this to mix the bunches up to take them to market. I usually have the kangaroo paw a little bit higher than the feature flower, like today's the Waratah. A tip with looking after your cut flowers is when you get them home, just cut them and put them in deep water. And that's pretty much it. I've actually got a special one that I made for you earlier. It's bits and pieces from all around the farm.
Really? Oh, holy moly. It's just been a real eye-opener.
Yeah, thanks, Craig.
Congratulations, Craig, it's brilliant. And as for that, it's just beautiful.
Are you a pretty girl? I get to do some very interesting house calls from time to time, but very seldom to birds. I want you to meet two lovely people. Now, this is Josie on my left.
Hi.
Peter over here. And they're two beautiful birds. Now, these are eclectus. I beg your pardon?
What are you laughing at?
Eh? This is the female, and her name is?
Jolie.
Jolie, and this is?
Zach.
And what's the problem? There are one man, or should I say two bird, demolition derby team.
So, as you see...
I can see the bottom of the doors there already.
Anything timber she likes to chew on. Yeah, and there's plenty more, Harry.
I'm glad the house is still standing.
Mm-hmm. She likes this little area.
Have you ever thought, estimate of the amount of damage?
I don't even want to think about it. And I'm too scared to replace anything because she'll just start again.
Oh dear.
So we've made a bit of a hole in the side down here, gone through the leather.
And there, on the other side.
And I take it that it's Jolie that does all of
Jolie,
this.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is her favourite spot. She's chewed her leg off. It was like she was making a nest.
And I think that's exactly what she was doing. Wow. And if you go to touch that, what happens?
No, there's no way. She's very protective of it. As soon as you take it away, if I'm near it, she'll definitely bite
She'll
me.
go for her. She'll attack her.
Does he do anything at all, Zach?
He's destroyed one picture frame. That's outside now.
Here we go. Right, so
And
given
let's
time,
get
she's into it
comfortable.
now. There
She's
we
gone.
go.
Let's get comfortable.
Parrots are interesting birds, aren't they? Who's been playing with my house? So I bet by now you're asking why these guys are allowed free rein of the house. Well, like most pets, they're part of the family, hand-raised from birth. And the bond, well, it couldn't be stronger.
Up you go.
You just wonder in a situation like this, who's in charge here, bird or man?
She's definitely in charge.
These two are in love, there's no doubt about that.
You're my good girl.
Did she just say hello,
You're
my
my
good
good
girl?
girl.
This is her.
You're my good girl.
OK, I'm a good girl. I love you.
Yes.
I love you. I love you.
I've got competition
You're
here.
my good girl.
She's heading for the door. That's when she's going to open the door. Oh, what a ripper. How good is that?
So she's
Where's
going
she
up
off
the
to?
hall.
Looks like she's taxiing for takeoff. The problem is that, you know, when we look at the biteys, they become bored if they don't have something to chew. So keeping them occupied is the number one thing. So this is their home. What happens when you're not at home, when nobody's at home? Where are the birds?
In this area, they mainly stay on their cage if no one's around.
Zach can't fly because of an old bat problem. What about her? How come she doesn't fly?
Well, I've clipped her flight feathers, but she can still fly a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. So she does have some paraflight, but
Yes.
he unfortunately has to walk everywhere. So let's have a look inside the cage, okay? All right. Now, everybody wants to give him this. All right. I've been through the Australian bush many times, and I've never seen a dowel tree. So I chuck these away. I think they're a waste of time and money, right?
OK.
On the other hand, you got one of those, a natural timber branch. This sort of timber assembly is great. All right, we've talked about what happens when you're away from home, but obviously you're often at home. So tell me what the birds' routine is, say, of a weekend when you're both here and you're having fun at home with your birds. What do you do?
We'll be outside, maybe in the pool. They like sitting on the pool fence, sunbaking.
And this is their spot when we're having a swim.
Well, are you happy up there, are you?
Give them a shower out here. They love getting underneath the hose.
Good for them.
Yeah, they love it.
I mean, these are tropical rainforest birds. All in all, I reckon Zach and Jolie have things pretty good in this resort of theirs, if we can just stop them from trashing the furniture. This is part of my solution.
Oh, wow.
Of course, it's made out of
It's amazing.
gum trees. This is rubber, they will chew through that. And a little swing. And what's that? This is a little toy where you have to actually find your food. It's pretty plain, without any dress-ups. Now, this is an Australian native, right? Lay it across here like that. If you can hold that there for me.
Yep.
We'll just get our trusty cable tie. So, that's the store-bought job, and it's great, right? And this one moves around on wheels.
Oh, wow.
But we had one made for you as well. This is a paper bug. So imagine how much fun they're going to have ripping this off.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you've got a good back.
Okay.
And a
Yeah,
mess,
that's
yes.
But this is what birds do,
Yes.
right? And I'm saying this is far more entertaining than a skirting board.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I'm going to allow one thing, the three-legged footstool. That's hers. You're getting to you in a minute. My job here is done.
Thanks for all your help, Harry. And thanks for your lovely gifts.
Ah, pleasure, pleasure.
Thank
wow.
you.
Hey, as long as the birds thank me, that's the main thing. All right, I better get on my way. See you two later. Take care.
Yeah.
So much.
Hooray, birds! See you later.